Bhagavad Gita 5.15. Nitya, do you want to read this verse?
Yes, Vaishnav. Nadate kasyachit papam na chaiva sruttam vipuha ajnana avtam jnanam tena mukyanti jantavaha. Translation: nor does the Supreme Lord assume anyone's sinful or pious activities. Embodied beings, however, are bewildered because of the ignorance which covers their real knowledge. Shall I continue with purport? No?
French translation?
Yeah.
Okay, which one are we on?
We are in
12.
5.15.
Okay. Sorry.
No problem.
De même, le Seigneur n'est jamais responsable des actes vertueux ou coupables de l'être incarné. Si ce dernier s'égare, c'est parce que l'ignorance voile sa véritable connaissance.
Perfect. The Sanskrit word Vibhu means the Supreme Lord, who is full of unlimited knowledge, riches, strength, fame, beauty, and renunciation. He is always satisfied in himself, undisturbed by sinful or pious activities. He does not create a particular situation for any living entity, but the living entity, bewildered by ignorance, desires to be put into certain condition of life, and thereby his chain of actions and reaction begins. A living entity is by superior nature full of knowledge. Nevertheless, he is prone to be influenced by ignorance due to his limited power. The Lord is omnipotent, but the living entity is not. The Lord is Vibhu, or omniscient, but the living entity is Anu, or atomic. Because he is living soul, he has the capacity to desire by his free will. Such desire is fulfilled only by the omnipotent Lord. And so, when the living entity is bewildered in his desires, the Lord allows him to fulfill those desires, but the Lord is never responsible for the actions and reactions of a particular situation, which may be desired. Being in a bewildered condition, therefore, the embodied soul identifies himself within the circumstantial material body and becomes subjected to the temporary misery and happiness of life. The Lord is the constant companion of the living entity as Paramatma, or the super soul, and therefore he can understand the desires of the individual soul as one can smell the flavor of a flower by being near it. Desire is subtle form of conditioning for the living entity. The Lord fulfills his desire as he deserves. Man proposes and God disposes. The individual is not. Therefore, omnipotent in fulfilling his desires. The Lord, however, can fulfill all desires, and the Lord, being neutral to everyone, does not interfere with the desires of the minute independent living entities. However, when one desires Krishna, the Lord takes special care and encourages one to desire in such a way that one can attain to him and be eternally happy. The Vedic hymns therefore declare, Esa hu hai eva sadhu karma karayate tam yam ebhyo lokebhya annimitsate. Esahu eva sadhu karma karayate yam ado ninisate. The Lord encourages the living entity in pious activities so that he may be elevated. The Lord encourages him in impious activities so that he may go to hell. Kaushik Taki Upanishad. Agnyo Jantu Nisho Ham Atmanah Sukha Dukhayo Ishvara Pririto Gache Swarga Vas Abhram Evacha. The living entities is completely dependent in his distress and happiness. By the will of the Supreme, he can go to the heaven or hell as a cloud is driven by the air. Therefore, the embodied soul, by his immemorial desire to avoid Krishna consciousness, causes his own bewilderment. Consequently, although he is constitutionally eternal, blissful, and cognizant, due to the littleness of his existence, he forgets his constitutional position of service to the Lord and is thus entrapped by naisance. And under the spell of ignorance, the living entity claims that Lord is responsible for his conditional existence. The Vedanta Shustra 2.1.34 also confirms this. Vaishsamya naigrahye na sabhe shatvati tathe darshayati. The Lord neither hates nor likes anyone, though he appears to be. Hare Krishna.
Maybe I will just speak and Michael can translate.
Okay.
Or do you think necessary to read the whole purport in French?
No, just as usual, I suppose.
Okay, I'll just speak. Yeah.
I can read it real quick if you would like, but whatever.
What do you think, Vaishnavi?
Yes, Guru Maharaj, we can read in French also, if you think it will be useful.
Okay.
Okay, I'll just read it.
Yeah.
De même, le Seigneur suprême n'est jamais responsable de ses actes vertueux ou coupables de l'être incarné, des actes vertueux ou coupables de l'être incarné. Si ce dernier s'égare, c'est parce que l'ignorance voile sa véritable connaissance. Le mot vibhu est employé dans ce verset pour indiquer que le Seigneur suprême possède à l'infini la beauté, la richesse, la renommée, la puissance, le savoir et le renoncement. Toujours satisfait en lui-même, il n'est jamais affecté par les actes coupables ou vertueux des âmes distinctes. Il ne crée de conditions particulières pour personne. Ce sont les êtres eux-mêmes qui, égarés par l'ignorance, veulent jouir de certaines conditions de vie et se rivent aux chaînes du karma, car l'âme, de par sa nature supérieure, possède la connaissance. Mais, à cause de son pouvoir limité, elle subit l'ascendant de l'ignorance. Du reste, contrairement au Seigneur suprême, omnipotent et omniscient, Vibhu, elle est infinitésimale, à nous. Bien qu'en tant qu'âme spirituelle, l'être détienne le libre arbitre de ses désirs. I think there's a small mistake there. L'être détienne le libre arbitre de ses désirs. Seul le Seigneur Tout-Puissant est en mesure de les satisfaire. Même lorsqu'il s'égare dans ses désirs, le Seigneur lui permet de les assouvir, sans qu'on puisse pour autant lui imputer la responsabilité du karma, les actes et leurs conséquences, qu'engendrent les situations auxquelles il aspire. L'être illusionné s'identifie aux divers corps qu'il revêt et devient dès lors la proie des souffrances et des joies éphémères de l'existence. Le Seigneur, dans sa forme de Paramatma, d'âme suprême, accompagne toujours l'être dans le corps. Il connaît donc tous ses désirs, à la manière de celui qui respire le parfum d'une fleur parce qu'il s'en tient à proximité. Le désir est pour l'âme incarnée une forme de conditionnement subtil. C'est en fonction de ses mérites que le Seigneur comble les souhaits de chacun. L'homme propose, Dieu dispose, dit le proverbe. L'être distinct n'a donc pas le pouvoir de satisfaire lui-même ses désirs. Le Seigneur est le seul qui puisse combler tous les vœux. Impartial envers tous, Krishna n'interfère pas avec les désirs des âmes infinitésimales qui restent indépendantes. Toutefois, il met un soin particulier à guider celui qui veut revenir à lui. Il l'encourage à tourner de plus en plus vers lui ses aspirations afin qu'il puisse l'atteindre et goûter ainsi un bonheur sans fin. Les hymnes védiques confirment ce point. Esha uhi eva sadhu karma karyayanti tam yam ebhyo lokebhya unnini shate. Esha eva sadhu karma karyati yam madho nini shate. Le Seigneur permet aux êtres d'accomplir des actes pieux qui servent leur élévation. Il leur permet également de commettre des actes impies qui les mènent en enfer. Kaushitaki Upanishad 3,8 Agyo Jantur Anishoyam Atmanaha Sukhadurkhayaha Ishvara Prerito Gachet Svargam Vashu Abharam Evacha. Dans le bonheur comme dans le malheur, l'être vivant est totalement dépendant du Seigneur. Par sa volonté, il va au paradis ou en enfer, comme un nuage emporté par le vent. Almost finished. L'âme incarnée, parce qu'elle souhaite, depuis la nuit des temps, demeurer à l'écart de la conscience de Krishna, est elle-même la cause de son égarement. Bien qu'elle soit par nature éternelle, bienheureuse et omnisciente, elle oublie du fait de sa finitude, sa condition inhérente de servante de Dieu, et tombe captive de l'ignorance. Sous son emprise, elle tient le Seigneur pour responsable de son conditionnement. Mais le Vedanta Sutra 2.1.34 affirme Vaishamya nair ghrinye na sapekshatvat tatha hidarshayati. Le Seigneur, malgré les apparences, ne favorise ni ne défavorise personne.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, so this verse is important because it describes that we cannot blame Krishna for the reactions of our sinful activities.
Ce verset est très important car il décrit que nous ne pouvons pas mettre la faute sur Krishna pour les conséquences de nos activités.
Of course, people will say, well, you say Krishna is the supreme controller, so he must have controlled me to do the things I did.
Certains diront que, bien sûr, Krishna est le dirigeant suprême, donc c'est à cause de lui que j'ai fait les choses que j'ai faites.
And we know Krishna's in the heart of everyone, so he's directing everyone.
Nous savons que Krishna est dans le cœur de chacun et donc qu'il dirige chaque personne.
So it would be very easy for people to say, oh, it's all Krishna's fault. I didn't do it. Krishna did it.
Alors, ce serait très possible pour quelqu'un de dire, c'est la faute à Krishna. Ce n'est pas moi qui l'ai fait, c'est tout Krishna qui contrôle.
But we should understand that Krishna's, well, what is Krishna saying here? Krishna said he's not responsible for our deeds. Either we do good or we do bad. Krishna's not taking the responsibility for it.
Mais Krishna explique très clairement ici que ce n'est pas lui le responsable pour nos actes.
Of course, Prabhupada in the purport, he explains how there's a big difference between the living entity and Lord Krishna.
Bien sûr, aussi, Prabhupada explique dans l'explication qu'il y a une grande différence et que ce n'est pas la même chose d'être Krishna et l'être conditionné. Ce sont deux personnes différentes.
Lord Krishna is Bhagavan. and that means he possesses all the 6 opulences.
Le Seigneur Krishna est Bhagavan. Cela veut dire qu'il possède les 6 opulences.
The 6 opulences are, first of all, wealth, and then beauty, and then fame.
Les 6 opulences consistent d'abord de la richesse, numéro 1, 2, la beauté, et 3, d'être reconnu.
Then there are 3 more qualities of Bhagavan. Knowledge, strength, and renunciation.
La puissance, le savoir et le renoncement.
So we have these things, we have something, but not equal to Krishna.
Nous avons tous un petit peu de ces choses, mais jamais égal à Krishna.
We don't have much wealth. Krishna has a lot of wealth.
Nous avons par exemple pas beaucoup de richesse, mais Krishna a toute la richesse.
It's all the wealth is Krishna's. It's not ours. It all belongs to Krishna.
En fait, rien n'est à nous, mais tout est à Krishna, toute richesse.
And Krishna is very beautiful. He doesn't grow old. He doesn't lose his beauty.
Pour la beauté, Krishna est très magnifique. Il ne devient jamais âgé. Il ne perd pas sa beauté.
And Krishna is famous, not only on this planet. He's famous all over, that not only in the material world, but in the spiritual world. Everywhere people know Krishna and worship Krishna, respect Krishna.
Pour la réputation, la renommée, Krishna est connu dans l'univers entier. Tout le monde le connaît.
Even in heaven, the demigods like Shiva and Brahma, they also worship Krishna.
Même dans les planètes édéniques et au paradis, les demi-dieux vénèrent Krishna.
Lord Brahma has 4 faces, and with his 4 faces, he's chanting the names of Krishna.
Le Seigneur Brahma, par exemple, a quatre figures. Et avec chacune de ses têtes, il est en train de prêcher les gloires de Krishna.
And Lord Shiva has 5 faces. He's called Panchamukhi, meaning Pancha means 5 and Mukhi face. So he has 5
Shiva?
faces. Huh?
Shiva?
Shiva, yeah.
Et le Seigneur Shiva, lui, a 5 figures, 5 têtes. On l'appelle Panchamukha.
And all these faces are chanting the holy names of Rama, Lord Rama.
Toutes ces 5 têtes, toutes ces 5 bouches sont en train de chanter les gloires du Seigneur Rama.
So even great demigods, they're worshipping Lord Krishna.
Même les grands demi-dieux vénèrent Krishna.
And Krishna has the greatest knowledge. He could speak the Bhagavad Gita in just over an hour or so on the battlefield. And we're studying it all our life to understand.
Concernant le savoir, Krishna en a le plus. Il arrive à raconter la Bhagavad Gita en moins d'1 heure sur le champ de bataille.
And Krishna has the greatest strength. He could pick up the Govardhan hill with the left hand and hold it up for 7 days and nights.
Concernant la force ou la puissance, Krishna est le plus puissant. Il arrive à soulever Govardhan avec un petit doigt de la main gauche et le tenir par-dessus sa tête durant 1 semaine sans difficulté.
Mm-hmm. And then Krishna is the most renounced. He's not attached to these things. He can give them up very easily.
Krishna est extrêmement renonciant. Il n'est jamais attaché à toutes les choses matérielles. Il arrive à les abandonner hyper facilement.
So we have some of these opulences. We have a little money, we have a little strength, we have a little knowledge, but we're not equal to Krishna.
Nous avons tous un petit peu de ces choses, de la beauté, de la richesse, de la renommée, etc. Mais jamais autant que le Seigneur Krishna.
Krishna has all of these things greater than anyone. So therefore he's called Bhagavan.
Krishna a toutes ces choses, plus que que n'importe quelle personne, et donc il s'appelle Bhagavan.
Then there are three more qualities we want to know about Krishna.
Il y a encore trois qualités qu'on aimerait savoir à propos de Krishna.
First of all, Krishna is omniscient, that he knows everything.
D'abord, Krishna est omniscient. Cela veut dire qu'il sait absolument tout.
He knows everything in the past, he knows everything now, and he knows the future also.
Il sait tout ce qui s'est passé dans le passé, il sait tout ce qui est en train d'arriver maintenant et aussi absolument tout le futur.
And he doesn't just know it for himself, but he knows it for every living entity.
Il ne sait pas seulement pour lui-même ce qu'il va lui arriver, mais il sait pour chaque être vivant.
He knows about her past, and he knows what we're doing now, and he knows what we're going to do in the future.
Il sait exactement tout ce qui nous est arrivé dans le passé, il sait ce qu'on fait maintenant et il sait exactement qu'est-ce qu'on va faire dans le futur.
Krishna knows because he's in the heart of everyone as the super soul.
Krishna sait très bien parce qu'il est dans notre cœur en tant que Paramatma.
So he's omniscient, he knows everything. He's also omnipresent. He's present everywhere.
Il est non seulement omniscient, mais il est aussi omniprésent. Cela veut dire qu'il est partout présent.
In the form of the Paramatma or super soul, he's everywhere, in everything.
Sous la forme de l'âme suprême, Paramatma, c'est l'âme suprême, il est présent dans chaque chose. Il est partout.
He's not only in our hearts, but he's everywhere.
Non seulement est-il dans les cœurs de chacun, mais il est vraiment partout.
He's even within the atom. Atoms are everywhere, so Krishna's inside the atoms.
Il est même dans les atomes. Les atomes, il y en a partout. Et lui, il est à l'intérieur de chaque atome.
And one more thing about Krishna is he's omnipotent. He has all potencies.
Encore une chose à propos de Krishna, c'est qu'il est omnipotent. Cela veut dire qu'il a toutes les énergies.
He can perform any activity with any one of his senses.
Il a tous les potentiels de pratiquer n'importe quelle activité avec n'importe lequel de ses sens.
When we eat something, we have to use our tongue, our mouth, to eat the food. But Krishna can eat with his eyes.
Quand nous mangeons quelque chose, nous sommes obligés d'utiliser notre langue, notre bouche pour manger. Mais Krishna arrive à manger avec ses yeux et tous ses sens.
If we have to go somewhere, we'll walk. We'll use our legs to go there. But Krishna doesn't have to use his legs. He can just go there. Just by thinking, he can go to a place.
Nous devons, si nous voulons aller quelque part, utiliser nos jambes. Mais Krishna peut simplement penser à être là-bas et il y arrive là-bas.
Krishna, with any one of his senses, he can perform the action of any other sense.
Avec n'importe lequel de ses sens, il peut faire l'action de n'importe quel autre sens.
So we can see there's a big difference between our powers and the powers of Krishna.
Il y a donc une très grande différence entre notre puissance et les pouvoirs de Krishna.
So the super soul is in the expansion of Krishna who appears in the heart.
Et donc, l'âme suprême est une expansion de Krishna qui apparaît dans le cœur de chacun.
We should understand there's one super soul which is in the heart of all living entities.
Il faudrait bien comprendre qu'il n'y a qu'une âme suprême qui vit dans le cœur de chaque entité vivante.
It's not that there's a different super soul in everyone, but it's the same one super soul who's spread everywhere.
Ce n'est pas qu'il y a une âme suprême différente dans chaque personne, mais c'est la même âme suprême qui vit dans chacun.
The super soul is in the heart, and in the heart is also the soul, our individual self.
L'âme suprême est dans le cœur, et dans le cœur, il y a aussi l'âme, notre âme.
So Paramatma is the super self, and the individual self is the Jivatma.
Le Paramatma est l'âme suprême. Et l'âme normale est le Jiva, l'âme Jiva, Atma, Jiva.
Just like Krishna is driving the chariot for Arjuna. Arjuna is on the chariot and Krishna is driving the chariot for him.
Tout comme Arjuna est sur le char de bataille et Krishna est en train de le conduire. Arjuna est en train de se faire conduire par Krishna.
Krishna is telling Arjuna, take my chariot over there. I want to see who's here.
Arjuna is telling Krishna.
Yes.
Arjuna dit à Krishna, amène-moi à tel et tel endroit, j'aimerais voir là-bas.
So Krishna is becoming the servant of Arjuna.
Cela veut dire que Krishna est en fait en train de devenir le servant de Arjuna.
Actually, Krishna is controlled by the love of Arjuna because Arjuna is his devotee. So Krishna is controlled by the love of Arjuna.
En fait, Krishna est contrôlé par l'amour de Arjuna, car Arjuna est le dévot de Krishna. Donc, il arrive à contrôler Krishna avec son amour.
And so similarly, in everyone's heart, there are two souls. One is Krishna and the other is a living entity.
De la même manière, dans le cœur de chacun, il y a deux âmes. Il y a Krishna et l'être individuel, le Jiva.
We want to understand Krishna is there as a friend and as the witness to Arjuna's activities.
Il nous faudrait comprendre que Krishna, le Paramatma, est là comme témoin de toutes nos activités et surtout comme notre ami.
Because Krishna is with Arjuna, Krishna knows what Arjuna is thinking and what he wants to do. He knows his desire.
Ainsi, puisque Krishna est avec Arjuna sur le même char, il connaît les désirs d'Arjuna. Il sait ce que Arjuna voudrait et qu'est-ce qui se passe pour Arjuna.
In the same way, Krishna in the heart of every living entity as the super soul, he knows everyone's desire.
De la même manière, dans notre cœur, Krishna avec nous connaît tous nos désirs.
In the purport, Prabhupada says, man proposes, God disposes.
Dans l'explication ici, Prabhupada nous explique que l'homme propose et que Dieu dispose.
We have to know what to propose to Krishna.
Nous devons bien savoir qu'est-ce que nous devrions proposer à Krishna.
Krishna gives everyone independence.
Krishna donne à tous l'indépendance.
He does not force us that we have to do what he says.
Il ne nous force jamais de faire ce que lui, il dit. Nous sommes indépendants.
Krishna says, what do you want to do?
Krishna demande, qu'est-ce que tu aimerais faire?
Do you want to surrender to me or do you want to surrender to Maya?
Est-ce que tu aimerais te soumettre à moi ou est-ce que tu aimerais être le servant de Maya?
Do you want to be a surrendered soul or do you want to be in Maya?
Est-ce que tu aimerais être une âme soumise à Dieu ou est-ce que tu aimerais être dans l'illusion Maya?
The surrendered souls, they get the shelter of Krishna and they can go back to Godhead.
Les âmes soumises arrivent à être sous la protection de Krishna et donc de retourner au monde spirituel chez eux.
And those who are not surrendered, they stay in the material world.
Et ceux qui ne s'abandonnent pas à Krishna doivent rester donc dans le monde matériel.
They will take birth in different bodies, different species of life.
Ils vont rester dans le monde matériel, dans le samsara, à prendre des naissances et des morts dans des différents corps matériels.
So Krishna gives us that choice. We can choose what do we want to do.
Donc, Krishna nous donne le choix. Nous pouvons choisir ce que nous voulons faire.
Do we want to surrender to Krishna or do we want to surrender to Maya?
Aimerions-nous nous soumettre à Krishna, nous abandonner à ses ordres, ou bien est-ce que nous aimerions être les servants de Maya?
If we surrender to Krishna, then we are controlled by Krishna.
Si nous nous soumettons à Krishna, c'est lui qui nous contrôle.
And when we surrender to Maya, then we're controlled by Maya.
Par contre, si nous soumettons à l'illusion, c'est Maya qui nous contrôle.
Maya comes in the form of the three modes of nature: goodness, passion, and ignorance.
Maya, l'illusion, vient sous la forme des trois modes de la nature: le bien, la passion et l'ignorance.
So Krishna gives everyone that choice. When we come to the human form of life, we have that choice.
Donc, Krishna donne le choix à absolument tout le monde. Quand nous arrivons dans le monde matériel, nous avons ce choix.
Other forms of life like animal and tree and plant and fish and bird, they don't have that choice.
En fait, les autres animaux n'ont pas ce choix. Je veux dire que quand nous arrivons dans le corps humain, nous pouvons choisir.
They are forced, they are controlled by the modes of nature.
Ils sont contrôlés, eux, par les modes de la nature, les animaux.
They can only eat and sleep and mate and defend.
Les autres êtres vivants, les animaux, n'ont pas le choix. Ils ne peuvent que manger, dormir et se défendre.
But if we surrender to Krishna, then Krishna will give us he will, in the spiritual world, we're also controlled, but we're controlled by Krishna.
Par contre, si nous faisons le bon choix, quand nous arrivons dans le corps matériel, nous pouvons aller au monde spirituel et nous sommes contrôlés par Krishna.
So both places we're controlled, either in the material world or in the spiritual world.
Dans les deux endroits, nous sommes contrôlés, que ce soit dans le monde matériel ou spirituel.
But we should understand it's much more enjoyable to be with Krishna than to be with Maya.
Mais nous devons comprendre qu'il est beaucoup plus plaisant et agréable d'être dans le monde à Krishna.
Maya is not very good association.
Maya n'est pas une amitié très bonne du tout.
But to be with Krishna is the greatest pleasure.
Par contre, d'être avec le Seigneur Krishna, c'est le plus grand bonheur.
Okay, are there any questions today?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Maharaj, is desire the only independence given to the living entity?
Michael?
Is the only independence to choose? You asked?
He's asking, is desire the only thing which we have independence in?
Est-ce que le désir est la seule chose dans laquelle nous avons l'indépendance?
Well, everything depends on desire.
Tout dépend du désir.
Everything, whatever actions, whatever things we're going to do, it's all based on desire.
Chaque activité que nous allons faire, cela dépend tout en fait du désir.
So it's not so much desire, but it's a question of deciding who do we want to choose? Do you want to be with Krishna or do you want to be with Maya?
En fait, c'est plutôt le choix de choisir si nous voulons être avec Krishna ou avec Maya. Le choix est très simple.
That is a free will of the living entity to choose which one to take shelter of.
C'est ça la liberté de l'âme individuelle. C'est ça son indépendance de choisir avec qui il veut être.
Now, desire is the nature, it's a function of the soul, right? We're going to have desire. It cannot stop desire, but we can purify desire.
Le désir, c'est ce que fait l'âme. Elle a toujours des désirs. Elle ne va jamais arrêter de désirer. Par contre, ce que nous pouvons faire, c'est de purifier ces désirs. Nous ne pouvons pas les arrêter, mais nous pouvons les purifier.
We purify the desires by desiring for the service of Krishna.
Nous purifions nos désirs. Dans quel sens les purifions-nous? Nous faisons qu'ils sont des désirs pour le plaisir de Krishna. Nous désirons plaire à Krishna.
Everyone's going to do something. You cannot stop and just do nothing.
Tout le monde doit faire quelque chose. C'est la nature des choses. Nous ne pouvons pas simplement arrêter l'activité.
We're forced to act because of the nature of the material body and mind.
Nous sommes forcés d'agir, de faire quelque chose. Parce que c'est en fait la nature du corps vivant et de l'esprit.
We have to breathe, we have to eat, we have to drink.
Nous devons respirer, manger, boire, toutes les choses.
We will do things for the body.
Nous faisons toujours des choses pour le corps.
The question is, what things are you going to do? What quality of action are you going to perform?
La question, c'est quelle sorte d'activité allez-vous faire? Quelle sera la qualité de vos activités?
Just like we don't say, don't eat, but we say, don't eat meat, fish, and eggs.
Par exemple, nous ne disons pas de ne pas manger, mais nous disons de ne pas manger de la viande et des œufs.
We should know what to eat and what not to eat.
Nous devons savoir quoi manger et quoi pas manger, mais nous ne disons pas de ne pas manger du tout.
So education is very important. Everyone has to get education.
En fait, l'important, c'est l'éducation, c'est l'apprentissage tout le monde doit avoir l'apprentissage de la bonne chose.
So that this education is coming by association. With good association, you get good education.
Cet apprentissage vient d'être avec les bonnes personnes. C'est d'être en association avec les bonnes personnes.
Just like the little child may not understand that they should not put their hand in the fire.
Par exemple, un tout petit enfant ne comprendra peut-être pas tout de suite de ne pas mettre sa main dans le feu.
But if the child puts her hand in the fire, the child will get burned.
Par contre, si l'enfant met sa main dans le feu, il va tout de suite comprendre que ça brûle beaucoup.
Or the child wants to, so the child has to be trained. What to do, what not to do. Education.
Donc, l'enfant doit être entraîné. Quoi faire et quoi pas faire.
Some children are fortunate. They get education from, they have education from their previous life and they can remember from previous life.
Il y a certains enfants qui ont de la chance parce qu'ils ont quelques notions d'une éducation qu'ils avaient reçue dans une vie précédente.
And they have good opportunity to learn everything properly.
Et ils ont une chance, l'opportunité de pouvoir apprendre les choses comme il faut.
And some people are ignorant. Even you try to educate them, they don't learn.
Par contre, il y en a qui sont très ignorants. Même en tentant de leur enseigner quelque chose, ils ne veulent pas apprendre.
Even though you tell the child, don't touch the fire, the child said, no, I want to touch, I want to touch. So then the child gets burned.
On a beau dire à certains enfants de ne pas toucher le feu, ils veulent quand même le faire.
But even after being burned one time, a child may want to touch the fire again.
Même après s'être brûlé une ou deux fois, il y en a certains qui veulent toujours essayer quand même de toucher le feu encore.
Just like people, sometimes they steal and they're put in jail.
Aussi, par exemple, il y a des personnes qui volent des choses et ensuite qui sont mis en prison.
And after getting out of jail, then they steal again and go back to jail.
Après qu'ils ressortent de prison, ils volent encore à nouveau et ensuite ils sont à nouveau placés en prison.
So they don't learn what they're supposed to do, what they're not supposed to do.
Donc, ces personnes n'apprennent pas vraiment ce qu'ils sont censés faire et ne pas faire.
So it's important. People have to be taught. They have to be educated to understand what is proper behavior, what is not proper.
C'est donc extrêmement important que les gens soient enseignés quelle est la démarche à suivre, la bonne et la mauvaise.
Yes. Any other question?
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. I have a question on the same topic. If Lord Krishna doesn't fulfill our desires, material desires, for example, does it mean our desires are wrong, or does it mean we have to make more efforts?
Does it mean our desires are what? Or make more effort?
Wrong.
Yes, wrong.
Okay.
Not right.
Si Krishna ne nous accorde pas, ne nous bénit pas avec nous accorder notre désir, est-ce que cela veut dire que notre désir est mauvais ou faux? Ou est-ce que cela veut dire que notre désir, il faut travailler plus dur pour satisfaire ce désir?
Did I get a glass of hot milk?
You said to work harder? Yuna? Yuna?
Sorry?
Or we have to make more effort.
Or, yeah, ok. Plus d'effort. Plus d'effort ou est-ce que c'est un désir faux?
Yes, well, we may not get the desire immediately. So if we don't get it, then it means that it's not right at that particular time. If you want to get that desire, you may have to have more qualification, as you say, make more effort. Yes.
Si nous n'avons pas le résultat de notre désir tout de suite, cela veut certainement dire que ce n'est pas le bon moment. Nous devrons sûrement nous qualifier davantage pour ensuite que ce désir soit satisfait.
So, just to give an example, somebody may want to get more wealth and he desires strongly to get more money.
Par exemple, si quelqu'un aimerait beaucoup d'argent, il veut vraiment avoir beaucoup d'argent.
So how to succeed in that? You have to do more pious activities.
Alors, comment avoir le succès pour beaucoup d'argent? Il faut pratiquer des bonnes activités très pieuses.
The more we do good things, the more we will get good results.
Plus nous pratiquons de bonnes choses, plus nous avons de bons résultats.
If you give to others, you get more back for yourself.
Si nous donnons aux autres, en donnant aux autres, nous recevons plus pour nous-mêmes.
That's material desire, of course.
Cela, c'est la base du désir matériel.
But you want to get good, something good, you want to enjoy more material life, you have to do good work. You have to avoid bad activities.
Si vous voulez être dans le bonheur et avoir beaucoup de plaisir, vous devez faire plus de travail positif et des activités pieuses.
If we give a lot of pain and suffering to others, then we will get pain and suffering ourselves.
Si nous forçons beaucoup de douleurs et de problèmes aux autres, nous allons recevoir ces mêmes choses pour nous-mêmes.
So we have to know what is good and what is bad, what is right and what is wrong.
Il faut donc savoir très bien ce qui est bon, ce qui est mauvais, ce qui est juste et ce qui est une activité pécheresse.
We are all suffering and enjoying according to our past activities.
Tous, nous souffrons et nous profitons à cause ou grâce à nos activités précédentes.
And these past activities are not just in this life, but from many lives.
Et ces activités ne sont pas simplement juste dans cette vie présente, mais aussi dans plusieurs vies précédentes.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Thank you, Yuna. All right, Vaishnavi,
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
we will chant now.
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Gurudev.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Maharaj.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
So you take care, Vaishnavi. Take care then.
Guru Maharaj, you also please take care, Guru Maharaj.
Yes. When you coming, India?
Guru Maharaj, I am actually coming in December 17th.
December 17th.
Yeah, I'm Guru Maharaj. I'm going to India for 22 days on December 17th. I'm coming to Mayapur from 25, 26, 27, 28. Guru Maharaj.
Oh, 26, 27, 28. Okay.
Yeah, there is yes, Guru Maharaj. Yeah, but we are traveling a lot. Hope in case if we meet you, we should meet from a distance, Guru Maharaj. Hope I should not be a carrier to Mayapur devotees.
You're traveling a lot? What do you mean?
Yeah, I'm actually traveling from Geneva to Chennai and Chennai to Kerala. And then to Hyderabad also to meet my grandparents. And then after that coming to Mayapur, Guru Maharaj.
Why are you going to Kerala?
Yeah, my husband's father passed away, Guru Maharaj. So they wanted to do some ritual in Kerala in a temple.
Oh. Where, in Trivandrum?
Yeah, and yeah, yes, in some Parsuramar temple in Trivandrum.
Parsurama temple. Oh.
Yes, they are telling like that. Something there, some ritual is there.
So you're traveling a lot, yeah.
Yes, Guru Maharaj. I don't know. Yeah.
With your daughter?
Yeah, everybody together. Yes.
Oh. Mm.
My grandparents are more than 90 years old, so I just wanted to see them.
In Hyderabad?
In Hyderabad, yes. Yeah, actually for me, flight is very difficult, but somehow I have to manage this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we look forward to seeing you.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
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 Vaishnavi Vani ki.
Jai.
Jai.
Thank you, Vaishnavi.
Vaishnava Vani ki jai.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Sridevi Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Good luck. Good luck for
Thank
your
you.
class.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. Do come if you have time for my presentation tomorrow.
Yes,
Yes,
try.
Mataji. Sridevi Mataji, what time is it? Yeah, you have said
8 o'clock, 8 to 9. Yeah,
8 to 9. Yes.
8 to 9. Yes.
Sridevi Mataji will be recorded.
Yeah, we normally will record and I hope we will give you
Yes.
the links.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that's right. Yes.
On the Sridevi Mataji, it's at 8 o'clock Indian time?
No, Malaysian time, sorry. Malaysian time, 8 p.m.
8 p.m. That
Malaysian
means
time.
must be 5:30 Indian time?
Yes, 5, 6:30, 7:30, 8. Yes, 5:30. Indian
5:30.
time,
Okay.
5:30.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you,
For Geneva,
Mataji.
I think for you it's what time, Mataji?
No?
For supposing Malaysia, 8 o'clock. For you, it will be what time?
Our time, Mataji?
Maybe 5:30, I think.
No,
maybe.
yeah, for you, for India, 5:30. But for Geneva?
India 5:30 means we are 4.5 hours. Yes, it's correct. 1:30 like that, Mataji.
Oh, 1:30.
Not 1. India 5:30 means it's 1 o'clock.
Oh.
1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to
Because India and Malaysia, there are 2.5 hours difference.
That's right. 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, only 2.5 hour difference, India and
Yeah, only 2.5 hours difference. Yeah, but then it's like weird sometimes, you know, like for us, it's like for example, if it's for us 5 o'clock, it's like say 5 a.m. in the morning, and then India not here, it's 2:30 sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. So sometimes, you know, sometimes it's a blessing also. Sometimes when supposing we are a bit late, we feel never, India not yet do the arati. It's okay. We console ourselves like that. Never, it's okay. Yeah. So thank you so much for Mataji for organizing the session.
nothing, Mataji, nothing. Thanks for all of you joining the session and supporting it. Otherwise,
we are also being blessed, Mataji.
Redmi is Mataji. Now only I know. I was thinking, who is Redmi? Okay, Mataji.
Had I known earlier, I would have joined you to go to Mayapur, Mataji.
Me?
Yeah.
Have you gone to Mayapur before?
From Hyderabad. I've been before, long ago.
You are in Hyderabad, Mataji?
I went with a crowd. A big crowd, big group.
Oh,
that's what.
Mataji, where are you living? Madhma Mataji?
Pune. I was in Dubai for very long, so many years. About 25, 30 years. Then finally we came here. We are in Pune.
Okay, Mataji.
So now, when will you reach now from Hyderabad? When are you going to Mayapur?
Mataji, I'm going to Mayapur in December 28, 29, 30.
28, 29, 30. Okay.
Yeah, I think I have told the wrong the dates on to Guru Maharaj. I have to.
Guru Maharaj, yeah. There's a thing, there's a difference. You said 27, 28, 20.
Yeah, in a hurry I said something. Appa.
No problem. Next week you can tell him.
Yeah, Mataji.
So you have already made the booking?
Yes, Mataji, we have made the booking and so much of travel. Now itself, I'm a bit stressed about the travel.
Yeah, I know. Too much traveling also.
I don't like this traveling at all in the flight. I don't know how.
How do you make the booking, Mataji? How do you make the booking? You have anybody there?
To Mayapur?
Sorry, Mayapur.
Mataji, you book, we had one friend, so we asked them to book the accommodation.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, we booked the train flight ticket.
Yeah, but what about the pickup from the airport?
I have to tell Mataji, we should, if you want to go, you at that time you tell me. I will ask my friend if she can give some inputs to
because I will need transport because
we need a transport. They send a driver from Mayapur.
Yeah, because from the airport or whichever station to there, because it's very difficult to go by those taxis. No AC, very difficult.
Yeah.
Calcutta taxis, 3 hours you have to go. Last time when you went to the crowd, they had organized an air-conditioned van, a big bus. They had organized. So it was nice going in that. All devotees they brought.
Yeah. That is. If you are going with a devotee group, then that's the best, Mataji.
Then it's fun, yeah.
Best. You try to coordinate. You better to go with the devotees because it's cheap and best. It's cheap.
Best, yeah.
And we will be very happy and safe.
Yeah, there's only bindas also, nothing to worry. I'll start to get in touch with the Pune temple. I think now they are going to Nathdwara, 14th to 16th. Big group going to Nathdwara. I got a mail also. But I don't know how to do the booking and all those things. No, they want us to do our own booking. Train booking, and then they will see to food and other things, boarding, lodging. But I prefer to go to Mayapur first.
Yes, Mataji. You tell me, Mataji, better to with the other devotees, Mataji.
Yeah. Let me see, Mataji. I'll let you know later. So many are coming from here to Vrindavan, Mayapur.
The recording.